We're going to start this video off with a history lesson. In the mid-1800s, many of the American people were struck with some of the most intense wanderlust history had ever seen. With Manifest Destiny in full swing and the end of the Civil War bringing forth a new era, countless people decided to strike out west in hopes of settling down into a new, better life. Problems such as starvation and infinite diarrhea leading to death have been well documented in everything from real historical documents to games like the legendary Oregon Trail. But these things all leave out one question I think deserves to be answered. What if the person telling these stories was Hondo Ohnaka while he was suffering intense fentanyl withdrawal? Because if you've ever wondered what that would look like, no further than Super Amazing Wagon Adventure, a historically accurate game about what the pioneers faced moving westward. Hunting for food, bandit attacks, and the relentless hordes of the undead are only some of the perils we face today, as our brave party attempts to make it westward and enjoy themselves the fruits of their near-ceaseless travels. Our party will be a group of 3 of the finest gentlemen I've ever known. First off is Andy, the wizened leader of the group, ready to guide everyone through the peril and ensure that there will not be a single second of the journey lacking in White Scar's lore. Following him up is Eli, a man capable of bench pressing whatever comes the party's way. And rounding us off is Hal, whose esoteric knowledge will ensure no tricks leave the party flat-footed while he tries to figure out what a relic does in Night Rain. Taking off in a classic wagon, immediately Hal begins throwing and catches yellow fever. Needing food both for the journey and to hopefully pay some trader an inordinate amount of furs in order to heal Hal, we begin performing an ecological-friendly hunt with the future of the region's ecosystem in mind. We also find a unicorn traveling through the region, attempting to guide us to a mystical land of wonder and happiness. Alternatively, I want to know what unicorn tastes like. In the middle of all of this, we get mugged. Thankfully, one of the lesser-known weapons of the pioneers was the M2 flamethrower, allowing us to deal with the bandits quite handily before we careen off course into a cave. The cave is surprisingly uneventful, with the exception of a few car-sized spiders we deal with handily enough. Hal even recovered from yellow fever, and Andy found some edible mushrooms. How nice. Although perhaps those mushrooms should have been left alone. Now, admittedly, I have never partaken in the most magical of mushrooms. If getting jumped by a raving rabbit's anorexic cousin on them was possible, however, I have to confess I don't have much interest in the prospect. And if getting jumped by the Shadow Demon Collection Agency was also going to happen to me, I definitely wouldn't be trying any. Thankfully, whatever inner demons caused this entire affair to happen were vanquished, and after what I can only assume is a nice long cry and drinking a gallon of water in 30 seconds, Andy stumbled back to the wagon and it was time to venture onwards. We came across a river for the next stage of our journey, and because the Lore Crimes crew isn't bitch-made, we took a running leap to clear as much of the river as possible in one go. Little did we know that lore-accurate Gold Ship was the one pulling our wagon, and we cleared the river entirely by way of catapulting in the low Earth orbit. This is another little-known danger of the pioneers, but blasting meteors on the Oregon Trail is historically accurate, I assure you. The Death Star from Wish was a slight hindrance, but by using the also historically accurate pioneer weapon of a B-17 Flying Fortress carpet bombing, we destroyed the machine and landed in the river we tried to jump over to begin with, and get clipped by a boulder. All things considered, positive elixir trade. We then took off into the great prairies of the Midwest next, which even to this day is an endless expanse of fields and nothing else, with the exception of Chicago, which is an endless expanse of industrial decay instead. Finding herds of buffalo, we manifest destiny all over them, because if the real-life pioneers basically drove these things to extinction, then why the hell should I feel bad about doing it in a video game? They retaliated and charged the wagon, but natural animalistic muscle is no match for the power of Smith & Wesson. Rather harder to fight with bullets was the Tornado, though, which picked us up as well as no small amount of buffalo. And worst of all is that the pistol was jammed after some dirt got in it right before the front wheels of the wagon just fell off. Gulchi is powerful enough to leap into space, but apparently not powerful enough to replace 2 rickety piece of shit wagon wheels. The first one landed in a herd of more buffalo. How nice, I was hungry. The second, in a haunted graveyard. After a few cursory tests to confirm that no, bullets don't harm ghosts, I grabbed the wheel and dipped. Coming upon another river, I would once again prove I was built different by fording the river not by swimming across it, but by swimming under it. It would appear, however, that our party just forgot they were gonna do that. I don't think I've ever seen a game so blatantly disregard my choice in a matter. Through the desert we go, I guess. It wasn't all bad, though. We almost immediately found a cowboy willing to gamble on us being able to kill 25 birds to potentially double our animal pelts. Maybe double earnings at the cost of all my currency? Well, on the one hand, bankruptcy. On the other hand,
let it ride!
We handily killed several dozen animals and doubled our bank account. I probably could have gotten more, but I only realized you could pick up the birds you killed right before the timer was up. This feel-good moment was great because it gave me the strength to not quit as I was assaulted by snakes, vultures, and scorpions in a manner that makes me think the Umbrella Corporation was behind this shit. We even raided an ancient tomb. Why exactly giant cobras at an ancient Egyptian burial site were located in rural America, I can't say. Maybe Ancient Aliens was right all along. It was on to the next leg of our journey from here, the mountaintops. After some bear burgers heal us up to full health, and mild confusion from that on my part because I don't remember fighting a single bear thus far, but gift horses and all that, it's time for some more hunting. Unfortunately, instead of bandits, we now come face to face with wolves, which are significantly more annoying because they have tracking on their movement. Worse was a fur trader offering us a magic wand. How is that worse, you may be asking, as I initially thought it was quite the upgrade too. Then I fired the damn thing. This does not ascend my Pinor, nor did the avalanche that began the rapid downfall of our journey. With wolves coming from the front and boulders coming from above, Eli's skull was smashed open by a rock. Almost immediately after that, a wolf tore out Hal's jugular. Andy was now left the sole member of the party, and in the chaos of wolves, boulders, and two of his friends getting slimed, he fell off a cliff. Into a river with more goddamn boulders we went, and for some reason there were also sharks. The bandits on the rafts were the final straw as sharks and boulders continued to pour in, and despite another carpet bombing, a shark swooped in to devour the bullet hole and bruise-ridden Andy. The journey ended there, but now the fire was lit in my heart. I would see this journey to its conclusion, and I think a change of pace was in order. Rather than recruiting people I know for this journey whose qualifications to be a pioneer start and end with "I'm on a podcast with them," and in case that was too subliminal of shilling for you, here's the logo of it, I decided to go a different route. I will now go with the mightiest warriors I could think of. In one corner, we have Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyans and the mightiest warrior in the cosmos, who will I swear one day get a win to himself. God damn it, please let him have a movie where he gets his win, please. Next is Megatron, leader of the Decepticons and one of the few people to rip someone in half and have most people who saw it go, this was the morally correct option. And General Grievous, the most morally just character in all of Star Wars and a hero whose life was cut far too short by the evil and cowardly Jedi. With this party of warriors and saviors, victory was assured, and of course what wagon is better for people who campaign across the stars than the US Space Shuttle. Immediately into our journey, Megatron comes down with the mumps, and God only knows how bad those mumps were to make a Decepticon bedridden. The usual hunting began with no unicorn to interrupt this time, more's the pity, but the entire squirrel population of whatever this region is were more than happy to make up for the pelts lost. The bandits arrived once again as they do, but decided to spice things up this time with a Gatling gun strapped to another wagon. Thankfully, they suck really hard, so dealing with them was a minimal issue. Shortly after, Vegeta decided that getting a bit more food would be a good choice, since while the other two party members don't eat, a Saiyan diet is more than enough to make up for that. So we gathered some berries and wandered into the same spider cave from last time, this time on foot, which made it slightly more stressful, but only slightly. We come again to the same river, and while leaping into orbit with the space shuttle feels very fitting, I don't really feel like getting assaulted by asteroids this time, so the normal fording process will be done. Super Amazing Wagon Adventure is not the kind of game to let you get away with choosing the safe option, however, so in lieu of a space station, it sent a pirate ship to assault us instead. Luckily, everything in this game is constructed with plywood, so the pirate ship is dealt with, and I even managed to avoid being clipped by boulders the entire time. With a return to the plains means a return to the buffalo, and this time, there's a lot of buffalo. And I mean a lot of buffalo. That's enough buffalo. I said that's enough. That's enough! No gambling cowboy this time, but the fur trader does offer to give me a double-barrel pistol to double my damage output, which is pretty goddamn huge. This came just in time, too, because off in the distance we heard gunshots raging. Vegeta went to investigate because he still has to earn some karma back in exchange for all those planets obliterated. Turns out a bank was being robbed, and somehow I managed to avoid my impulse to kill all of them and let the Dragon Balls sort them out, and was rewarded with a good few animal pelts for my trouble. Apparently, money was off the table. Now, the following event that happens, I promise you, I'm not making it up. I'm not playing something up for a laugh. I'm not lying to you for engagement. This all happened. The events were as follows. General Grievous goes into a field and picks up a flower. General Grievous gave the flower to Vegeta, who was delighted to receive such a gift. General Grievous and Vegeta proceed to have gay sex in the wagon while Megatron watched. Thank you, Super Amazing Wagon Adventure, for this utter masterpiece of fanfiction. General Grievous apparently had to take a piss after the fact, and to avoid the dreaded double piss stream stanking up the wagon, he headed into some random field miles away. Is that? Yes, that is a zombie. With the surprise COD Zombies jump scare, Grievous would be attacked by dozens of the undead, with turkeys part of their number as well. Making it through with a trusty double-barreled pistol, as well as another carpet bombing, we immediately leave the area and once again came to a river before the mountain area. This time I would not be denied my underwater adventure, and more to the point I didn't want to deal with more goddamn snakes in this game. So taking shelter in the shuttle, we braved the depths. Swarms of piranhas attacked us, although with 2 bullets for every pull of the trigger, they weren't actually too hard. The narwhals were slightly more dangerous since they were apparently all juiced to the gills on speed, but the space shuttle, as it turns out, is quite fast, and avoiding them was no issue. The giant squid on paper was a worthy foe, but apparently the flamethrower I found was capable of igniting even the depths of the ocean, and it very promptly died. It was, however, guarding a treasure chest, and Grievous was eager to see what might lay inside. And viewer, with my pre-knowledge of this game, I was initially a bit put off. But as I would come to find out, this sword would be a very fine addition to the collection. But first, the mountains. And since I had a large amount of supplies, I wanted to test something. The event for the wolves showing up here is flavored as them smelling the blood we spilled hunting animals. So combined with the range of the sword being piss short and already having enough supplies, I didn't kill a single critter. As it turns out, the wolves still smell the blood. Where's the blood? What blood? Where's this blood showing up from? I'm certainly not spilling any of it. Who the hell's killing all the goddamn animals? We did at least find a fur trader, which couldn't be made use of for healing because we were all in tip-top shape, but I did purchase a few hundred flamethrower rounds. And then, I was informed I wasn't actually playing Super Amazing Wagon Adventure. I was playing Touhou. A volcano was erupting, chasing after me with lava and sending more lava down from on high. Wolves were also erupting from out of the lava, with animals running for their lives ahead of us, and the lava bombs also coming from down above. Apparently, however, the American military-industrial complex is so powerful that a bombing run can completely obliterate a volcanic lava flow. Doesn't stop the lava bombs, however. We once again careened off a cliff, though this time I would say that it was a much more valid course of action given that the entirety of Yellowstone was apparently going nuclear behind us. Crows harried us, but the river once again cushioned our fall, and the sword proved remarkably adept at dealing with the boulders. It even dealt with the sharks fairly well, though picking up a machine gun and spraying and praying until I ran out of ammo might have also had something to do with that. The bandits once more flooded after us, haha I'm so goddamn clever, water pun for the river fight, but 2 advantages carried us through. One is the ray gun that was just lying in the river, also a historically accurate relic of pioneer times. 2 is that the sword can deflect bullets. With the sudden rush of clarity this brought me that I was now in fact just LARPing as General Grievous in pioneer times, the scum ahead of us were crushed. Though the bandits pulled out their strongest weapon, a steamboat they probably stole from someone else, their efforts proved fruitless. Neither shark nor boulder nor bandit would stop us from reaching our goal this time, and the threat was destroyed once and for all. Grievous took a moment to appreciate the scenic sunset on the coast, and also mag-dumped the entirety of a machine gun because I forgot my controller was connected to my computer and knocked it off my table. But aside from that, we could relax. Except for this asshole. I would like to tell you that the battle with the giant squid was a climactic end to this tale as we vanquished once and for all the monster we rightfully claimed our weapon from. But, in truth,
I still can't seem to hit anything.
the day was finally won and the journey was over. I didn't really plan on making it to the end with only my second run though, so I figured we might as well go and check out the shuffle game mode. After all, that's probably fun. And for my trouble, I got Erupting Volcano and Firewolves, Erupting Volcano and Firewolves again, but with less rocks, the Maze of Infinite Rock Death, Bandits and Alligators, more fire, the Return of the Volcano from Hell, a normal avalanche but still with wolves, Buffalo Bill's Revenge, wavy boulders, snakes, and the worst drive-by in history. I think I will be refraining from shuffle mode going forward. There's also survival, but that's mostly just hanging around for as long as you can on a single stage. Nothing too special. So with that, Super Amazing Wagon Adventure comes to a close. There were hardships, there were trials and tribulations, there was General Grievous X Vegeta Yaoi that I didn't ask for but was happy with nonetheless. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, feel free to subscribe. Either way, thank you for watching and take care out there.